9405.
You've got mail.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Why?
You know what time it is, so sit back and get ready for the Stafford Voice, your dose of conservative in a world of liberal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, how you doing? I am your host, Daniel Stafford, and you are listening to the Stafford Voice, where we are conservative in a world of liberal. And tonight, we're going to cover a little bit about a handful of things. I mean, we're going to start out with some Hillary Clinton crap. As you know, we probably are using dial-up tonight because we're trying to host everything on Hillary Clinton's email servers, and I think that they're probably pre-1998, maybe, or right around there, because, as you know, Bill Clinton, back then, he was probably using multiple email addresses to cover up any scandal he was involved in. But anyway, like I said, we've got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about some Hillary Clinton email stuff. We're going to talk about how fuming I am over this whole baby wrapped up in the flag thing. And then, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about some officers that were shot. That was like super early this morning, or late at night, whatever local time it was for you. Here in the Midwest, we're on Central Time, so it was like right around midnight or something, I think is what they said. So we've got something to talk about with that too. And I want you to know that wherever you're at, there are many ways to listen. So set the channel as your favorite so you don't get left behind. And for some strange, crazy reason, you do miss the show. Yes, we do this live. So, we tape it so you can catch the replay whenever you can. So just sit tight. There's no need to panic. I got you. And in the case you aren't already following us on social media, you can find me personally on Twitter at Stafford Voice. You can look me up on Facebook as well, The Stafford Voice. Also, if you're not doing it, you need to follow Politainment on Facebook and also on the Twitters. We have some incredible stuff that's being put up daily. I mean, just not too long into inviting a new contributor on, he broke the site. That was, last week, I think, or the week before. So, I think that was only his third post, and he's already making waves that we're still trying to recover from. But, so stay up to date with everything over at politainment.net. And also, please, do me a favor. Send some love to the station on Twitter. As you know, I like to start the mood out with a quote. It kind of lays out my attitude or my thoughts, and hopefully I'm able to convey where those sit. During his farewell address, George Washington, he kind of sent out a warning. He said, quote, "It is important, likewise, that the habits of thinking in a free country should inspire caution in those entrusted with its administration, to confine themselves within their respective constitutional spheres, avoiding in the exercise of the powers of one department to encroach upon another. The spirit of encroachment tends to consolidate the powers of all the departments in one, and thus to create whatever the form of government, a real despotism. A just estimate of that love of power and proneness to abuse it, which predominates in the human heart is sufficient to satisfy us of the truth of this position. I almost don't even know where to start with this. You know, you can kind of measure a person by giving them power. You can really, really get a good idea of who a person is once they have some power. I mean, just take a look at our resident in chief. You know, look at the amount of power that he has and how much he abuses it. You know, absolute power corrupts. Now, let's take a look at Hillary Clinton. Yes, good old Hillary Clinton. 2 emails. 2 emails. I don't know about you, but personally, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 4 or 5 emails. And it is what it is. But Hillary Clinton, you know, we briefly touched on this last week, and the idea that she is hosting her own, she's hosting her own email server in her place in New York, and we don't know what level of security it has or has had in the past, but I can guarantee you it's not backing up to the qualifications that the government has laid out. It's not encrypted. It has barely a skosh of the encryption that you would likely see on a government server. And I am extremely confused. I have spent the last 2, maybe 3 days personally trying to find something, because I thought that I saw it once before, and maybe the government, or who knows, maybe the Clinton hierarchy has gone in and scrubbed the internet full of the images. But I could have swore that when we had a Benghazi document dump, we saw some Hillary Clinton stuff in there. You know, back and forth, and for the life of me, I can't find any of it. I don't know if maybe my brain has gone mush through the math class that I'm in right now, but I have been unable to find it. Regardless, the fact is, she thinks she is so high and mighty that she doesn't have to follow the rules. I mean, you look at her husband, and it's no wonder that the two go together like a horse and carriage. I mean, how many things has the Clinton machine had to cover up? They've covered up sex scandals left and right. And now, 2 years before we go into a voting booth, we are plagued with another scandal that likely they are going to get covered up. It is absolutely ridiculous that that our national security has been jeopardized the way it has been. I think that there have been some things, unfortunately, that people have found out, and it's probably due to the fact that she has not had a secure enough email structure. And to use her words, at this point, what difference does it make? Yes, I think it makes a big difference in the world. When we had something like Benghazi that arguably could have been prevented, when we take a look at that one single scandal, we know that her fingerprints were all over that stuff. All over it. And yet we still can't get answers about that. And I know, that was like 2 years ago. Give me a break. Who cares how long ago it was? The fact is, you don't play by the rules because you think you're too damn good for them. I'm sorry, but you're not Queen Elizabeth. You're not the Queen of England. You're the queen of nothing. You're not even the queen of your domain. I'm sorry, but your husband doesn't even, he has no respect for you at all. It kind of goes back to that joke, what does Billy Boy say to Hillary when he's done having sex? I'll be home in 20 minutes. It's really bad, but it's probably true. How many sex scandals is Bill Clinton, has he been involved with? We know he's had multiple email addresses. Hillary Clinton learned from the best. She's learned from Billy Boy, and she's had multiple email addresses. Who in their right freaking mind, day one on the job, I guarantee, hey, let me make this one statement. Whoever it is in charge of the IT department in the government, in the Obama administration, that jackass should have been fired if he did not create an email account for Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State. How in the hell did she get away with that? You can't just walk in day one and say, Barack, I got you. You can't do that. Hell no. That crap doesn't work. How do you get away with that? We've got our own infighting going on within the Democratic Party. Obviously, the Clintons don't like the Obamas, and the feelings are mutual, back and forth. So, did Obama set up Hillary, knowing that she was going to want to try and make a run? But then again, let's remember, we've got over a year and a half to go before we actually meet in the voting booth and hit the button. And 6 months from now, people are going to forget about it. Give them 30 seconds on Twitter or 5 minutes on Facebook, and they can't even remember their favorite cat video they just watched. They have a hard enough time trying to remember the last tweet they sent out. Or what the last photo on Instagram they liked. They gave a little double tap to. The whole world right now, the biggest trending thing right now is the Pacquiao fight and how big and awesome, and I'm voting for one of them to get knocked out in the first 30 seconds. All them people wind up losing all of that because they think because they get wrapped up in it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I get so tongue-tied over it, I can't even finish a sentence. Oh, we know that she's had multiple email addresses because she's had multiple phones. There was there's a video out there where her and the interviewer are sitting there, and the interviewer asks her, okay, that illustrious question that usually probably, and I'm going to go out on a limb, people have probably lost friendships because they asked this very question. Apple or Android? Who gives a crap? Anyway, so Hillary does her evil little conniving laugh. I feel like I'm watching something out of like the Twilight Zone, or the Wicked Witch of the West has like reincarnated herself into Hillary Clinton. But she does that horrific giggle, and she says Apple. But we all know almost everybody in the government has a BlackBerry. The president lives and dies by that stupid thing. And how many pictures over the last, 5 or 6 years have we seen where Hillary Clinton is sitting there at a desk with some big, huge, massive stack of crap, because it was probably some bill or or some testimony that she was giving, and she had to write down all of her lies so she knew which one was she had to quote from. But so she's sitting there with a BlackBerry. But then again, there's been one or two times where she's out there talking on an iPhone. And then, on top of that, guess what? If you've followed her Twitter for a while, and you can head over to polititainment.net and read this post, that she can't even make up her mind what she wants to use to post onto Twitter. She's using a BlackBerry 1 minute, then she uses her iPhone, and then you know these people at that level, they pay somebody to update their social media stuff, and you kind of wonder, okay, well maybe just maybe somebody on her staff is using an iPhone, because after all, it's Hillary Clinton, and oh my God, she's like so awesome, so we have to protect her, and oh, cut through the crap. No, she's probably handling it herself, because after all, she's got to be the cool, hip grandma that everybody wants to be like. There is matter of fact, let me play this little, it's not a montage. Actually, this is a little tribute that Jason DeWilkins, host of According to Me, has put together. And I think it really kind of gets the point across about what we're trying to say.
When I got to work as Secretary of State, I opted for convenience to use my personal email account, which was allowed by the State Department, because I thought it would be easier to carry just one device for my work and for my personal emails instead of two.
Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Hillary got a phone, bam-a-lam, and the servers at home. Bam-a-lam, and Obama didn't mind. Bam-a-lam, the blind leading the blind. Bam-a-lam, whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam.
There are different rules governing the White House than there are governing the rest of the executive branch. I feel that I went above and beyond what I was requested to do. And again, those will be out in the public domain, and people will be able to judge for themselves.
Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. She must think we're high. Bam-a-lam, she really knows how to lie. Bam-a-lam, and what's the matter with her? Bam-a-lam, her phone ain't secure. Bam-a-lam, whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam.
My direction to conduct the thorough investigation was to err on the side of providing anything that could be possibly viewed as work-related. Out of an abundance of caution and care, we wanted to send that message unequivocally.
Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. The whole Clinton fam, bam-a-lam. They don't give a damn. Bam-a-lam, and Bill doesn't email. Bam-a-lam, just like he didn't inhale. Bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam. Whoa, BlackBerry, bam-a-lam.
What difference at this point does it make?
Yes, Miss Clinton, at this point, what difference does it make? It makes all the difference in the world. I mean, let's just pause for just a second and realize this person, I'm not going to call her a woman, this person thinks she's going to be the next president. She honestly believes it all the way to her core. And on top of that, somebody out there is fooling a lot of people in making you think that there was absolutely no email correspondence between the president and Hillary Clinton. There was, in the how many years Clinton was Secretary of State, in that amount of time, you have to tell me that there wasn't at least 1, maybe 10, maybe 100 times they've emailed and corresponded through email multiple times. Unless, this is one of those tinfoil hat moments, guys, unless Hillary Clinton had to send everything to Valerie Jarrett, and Valerie Jarrett scrubbed it and gave it to the president. Then again, you really can't just dismiss everything around here, because we've got a president that gets all of his information by watching the news. He heard about it by watching the news. So you're telling me you didn't know? Right. Anyway. For the sake of sanity, there really isn't anything else to be said about it until she is her own worst enemy. She absolutely is. Hillary Clinton is her own worst enemy. This is her own doing, and the fact that she thinks she's above the law is beyond me. These people get that high in office, and they think that they are immune to everything else. There are some things that boggle the mind, and you just can't, for the life of you, try and figure them out. There's another story that is really, really bugging me, probably more so than this whole email scandal. And when we come back, I want to talk to you about the picture of the baby wrapped up in a flag. We'll be right back after this brief little message.
Russia and Putin are dominating on the world stage. Radical Islamists have taken over almost every country in the Middle East and are killing all around the world. They have also taken huge swaths of Africa, North Africa, and beyond. Economies in Europe are in trouble. The US dollar loses value almost every day. Our country is in trouble. Don't believe the left, ladies and gentlemen. It's not over.
Cold War Radio, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the 405media.com.
You're on the 405. We're gonna spread freedom. Obama's gonna change it. Obama's gonna lead 'em.
So let me be clear. If you got a business, you didn't build that.
Everything he's done is clean as a whistle. He's never not only broken any law, he's never done anything wrong. He's the perfect father, the perfect husband, the perfect American.
Hey y'all, this is Sam Janney, or the Bunny as many of you know me by, your friendly neighborhood bad girl of conservatism. Here to talk to you about my show. I'll talk about conservative issues, my top 10 douchebags of the week, and have some pretty badass conservative guests on the show. All that, plus me, your resident bunny with a chainsaw.
Thursday nights will never be the same. It's Unapologetically Bunny, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the 405.
A show that will change internet radio as you know it.
Here come the spy dolphins.
I sold my food stamp money for Doritos and wheat.
I call them the Mary-Kate and Ashley of outrage.
For
bras are completely racist. End all bras.
A show that is different from those that aren't so different. Real Serious Nonsense. Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on the 405. Back when he was in grade school, the only crayons he ever cared about were the red one, the white one, and the blue one.
The Stafford Voice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We are back. I am your host, Daniel Stafford, right here on the Stafford Voice, where we are conservative in a world of liberal. And, you know, right before we came back on, that's right. Some of my favorite colors are red, white, and blue. And for very good reason, because they're the three colors on the American flag. Not for really any other reason. I like red because usually I make people see red a lot, usually because I piss them off, and that's okay. They don't agree with me 100% of the time, and that's okay. I would much rather have a civil conversation and go back and forth that way than, you know, shooting them or threatening them or calling them dirty, nasty, vile things. I'm more about civil discourse, and I think so much more can be accomplished by talking about it than just... There's so many things you can really understand about a person when you take away the keyboard and you have a face-to-face conversation. That's when it gets real. When you see the emotion in their face, or you judge them by you see their body, their body language. And right now, I have absolutely no body language towards this story at all. I am actually in shock about some of the stuff that I've seen and heard about this. If you haven't seen or heard any of it, let me kind of paint the picture of what this photographer did. This Navy vet comes home and got a beautiful baby, and the Navy vet is in his fatigues, and he's holding a flag. And sleeping in the middle of the flag is his beautiful little baby. I love the picture. I think it conveys a message that a lot of people have missed and dismissed at that fact. I think that the photographer really wanted to send a message with the picture that she took and the vision that she came up with. And the veteran herself is, or I'm sorry, the photographer herself is a veteran. So that in and of itself should send a clear message that there's something a little more here than just somebody in fatigues taking a picture of a baby. There's so much in this photo. You've got to see it. You probably have already. But the photographer posted this picture on Facebook, and she pretty much she woke up the next day to ignorance all over her Facebook wall or her Facebook page. People were making comments. You call yourself a photographer? They're just stupid people. I mean, the flag is not a prop, wrote one person. Then they try and use the U.S. flag code, as if they really fully understand what the flag means, and understand things that they actually read. Quote, to use the American flag in such a way is disrespectful, rude, tacky, disgusting, and against the U.S. flag code. Personally, I don't see anything wrong or anything that violates the U.S. flag code. And the post continued. Listen to this. This is from an actual post that was posted to the picture that was posted. The quote, "This flag is a symbol of everything my son died for many years ago. It was of the utmost honor to have a flag laid upon your coffin as my son did. That honor is taken away when disrespectful photographers throw our flag code out the window. Although you can't see it anymore, I posted another picture from this same photographer a few minutes ago who had a naked baby on that same flag I laid upon my son's casket. She allowed the baby to pee and poop on that flag that is meant to honor our fallen soldiers. Disgusting." I'm sorry, but that comment sends me into an emotional whirlwind. Why? As many of you know, I served in the military. I've not seen combat. However, I was not afraid to raise my hand and swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. That oath that I took never had an end. There were many times where people were asked to perform flag detail. Flag detail consisted of you having to get up extra early every morning, staying past every evening, and raising and lowering the flag, folding it, and properly turning it in to the commanding general. I've gone overseas. I've seen how countries view America. And every time I see the American flag, I get goosebumps. That simple piece of fabric of red, white, and blue should mean a little more to everybody than it does. The fact that this photographer has had to defend what she did with this beautiful picture that she took is absolutely ridiculous. That American flag embodies everything that child gets to look forward to in life. That flag represents the very freedoms and liberties that child will get to have. Very, very powerful photo. And unbelievable that people tried to turn what she did into something absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, there's going to be people out there that try and throw the U.S. flag code at you. Well, you remember that old movie Rocky, where Rocky's got he's got the print of the American flag on his shorts, and that is disgraceful. Yeah, okay, whatever. We were facing down the Russians in a boxing match on TV, Hollywood. Woohoo! You know what? Kiss my backside. because that is a closer violation, if not an actual violation, of the U.S. flag code than what was done in this sense. The flag code says no part of the flag should ever be used as a costume. Let me repeat. No part of the flag should ever be used as a costume. So when you see your favorite country star putting on a button-up t-shirt, a button-up shirt that looks like the American flag, guess what? I'm sorry, your song may have powerful lyrics, but your shirt offends me. If that photo offends you, your shirt offends me. Nothing is a more visible mark to anybody in the world than our flag. The meaning behind it is what our country stands for. So all you haters out there that don't like this photo, suck it. And with that, I think we probably need to take a break, because I think the music's playing and it's getting ready to kick me off of here. So, you know what? You are listening to Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice. We'll be right back.
You're on the 405.
Pissed off. Politically speaking.
Joining me now is a national talk treasure. Larry Elder, thanks for being on the show.
Talk treasure. I've been called a lot worse. I appreciate that. He is a national PR and communications expert, editorial columnist, and former aide to 3 U.S. presidents. Scott Jones.
What's going on out there right now and the Obama administration's response to it isn't funny.
I think Obama has made virtually every bad decision, both for our economy and for foreign affairs.
Pissed Off Politically Speaking, with your host Scott Jones, only on the 405media.com, Mondays 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Janine Turner, thanks for being with us.
Oh, it's great. Pleasure. This whole liberal mantra that these ridiculous things that are being spun in a way that aren't true are very dangerous for our country. We may not be the best country, but show me a better one.
Right.
And we are good.
Join host Scott Jones for Pissed Off Politically Speaking on the 405media.com.
Are you currently waging war against the infidel? Dreaming of the day you can become a martyr and yet Allah Akbar with bombs strapped to your chest? Stop! You don't commit acts of terror over religious fanaticism. You commit acts of terror because you don't feel you have a chance to earn a career. Well, now you can find a career that's right for you at
jihadjobs.com.
At jihadjobs.com, you'll find dream careers like camel breeder, goat shaver, hummus chef, desert realtor, and so much more. You'll also find those careers with competitive pay and other tremendous benefits like extended bereavement time if your family member was a suicide bomber, 48 hours of maternity leave,
Not for women.
and much more. Introduce yourself to another bank besides the West Bank. Stop waging war against the USA and start contributing to your 401k. Stop raping, start reaping the rewards of an exciting career at
jihadjobs.com.
Your new career is just a stone's throw away. jihadjobs.com.
Website is for men only and approved under Sharia law. All women who access the website will be stoned to death. Other restrictions apply. Consult Allah for details.
jihadjobs.com.
Hey everybody, this is Jason, host of According to Me. I'd like to invite you to check out my show. It's a 2-hour show that lasts 60 minutes and...
Listen, I hate to interrupt, but one thing I can do is read off a script. Just say, let me be clear a lot. It works.
President Obama, I can handle this. It's a radio promo. I'm not green. I've done this before.
Did someone say green?
Now, Al Gore is here. Listen, I'm just trying to record a radio promo. Do you mind?
Now, do you say good things about me on the show?
No, not at all.
But if it makes you feel any better, I rip on Republicans just as much.
The AM radio frequencies give off very high levels of radiation.
Look, my show is on the internet, which you invented. Can I just do my promo?
I got a pen. I can veto that, you know.
I know you got a pen. It's not a law. It's a radio promo. Listen, just listen to my show. Barack Obama and Al Gore hate it, so you're going to love it.
Here's an executive order. Don't listen to his show. He doesn't like me. He's racist. And he doesn't recycle either.
That's it. I'm done. It's According to Me, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the 405. We've done the research. He is the long-lost brother of Flava Flav. The Stafford Voice, boy!
All right, we are back. I am your host, Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice, where we are, as you know, conservative in a world of liberal. And, you know, a little something about me is I love to read. I love to read. I've got about 8 books in the waiting to sit down. One of these days during the summer when I'm out of class and I've got a little more time to sit and dig through some new stuff. But I love to read. And right now, I am always on the go. And I can't remember when the last time I could just sit down and read. It was like never. And while I don't have the time to stop and read and pick up a book, I do have, like the president and like Miss Clinton, I have a smartphone, and I've also got a tablet and a subscription to audible.com. And a couple of the ways I use it is driving into the studio or cutting the grass, raking the yard, which reminds me I got to get that done. You could be going to the bathroom. Just make sure you use your phone and not your wife's. Anyway, you can get caught up on all the great books you want to read, but just don't have time to. And if you're like me and you love to read, but you just don't have the time, get a subscription to audible.com. As a listener to the 4-hour Politainment Hour, you get free 30 days, no strings attached, and it's a trial. Yes, it's a trial, but I guarantee you're going to love it, because on top of the 30 days of free listening, you're going to get a free book to test it with. And since Audible is part of Amazon, there are like hundreds and thousands of all the new books to choose from. Yes, even the newest releases. So how do you get this? How do you take advantage of it? All you have to do is go to, I'm going to give you 2 different ways. You can go to audibletrial.com/polititainment, and you can get signed up there. Or the easiest way to do it is go to polititainment.net, click the little Audible button, and it's going to take you right there. It is simple. It's easy. You can stay caught up on all the great new releases that are out there. So, do yourself a favor. Head over to polititainment.net or audibletrial.com/polititainment. Again, that's audibletrial.com/polititainment. And get hooked up. You will thank us. Now, something I am not extremely thankful for is what's going on in Ferguson, Missouri right now. This stuff, I'm telling you, there literally are some people out there that are so freaking stupid, you can't even insult them. Now, I want to warn you, what you are about to hear, there are some vulgar expressions. So, if you've got young kids listening, or I just want you to be warned that what you're about to hear is a little disturbing.
Oh,
Okay, what you just heard was actual recording of the exact moment when those two Ferguson cops, actually, neither one of them were staffed with the Ferguson Police Department. Neither one of them. However, they were from surrounding areas, but that was actual sound, actual audio from when those two cops were shot. And then you hear the ignorance that is uttered a few short seconds afterwards. Acknowledgement 9 months ago could have prevented that? Are you freaking out of your mind? Aside from the fact that our Department of Injustice, the Injustice Department, came out and said what they said in their report, that he didn't kill Mike Brown because of race. He was defending himself, and the handful of other witnesses that came out and said, I would have shot him sooner. Never mind that. Oh, but just remember, the Ferguson Police Department is racist. 88% of the stops that they had were blacks. Never mind the fact that 75 to 80% of the population in Ferguson is black. So I would say that's a pretty good representation. Yes, look, I don't agree with some of the racially motivated emails that were sent back and forth. That stuff disgusts me. I cannot stand it. I'm sick of all the racism. I'm sick of all the people that perpetuate this crap. And here in just a few seconds, I'm going to play for you something that, yes, somebody else that's so damn stupid we can't even insult. But I'm going to do my best, because this guy really pisses me off, because he was behind majority of this from day one. He wanted to fry that guy. He wanted to fry the cop. He really wanted to. I guarantee you he stayed up late at night trying to figure out how in the hell he could do it. How could he send Darren Wilson to jail? How could he do it? He lost sleep because of it. Guaranteed. The fact that a cop defended himself pissed him off, because in the middle of a street, Mike Brown just happened to be a young black man, lied dead. And without actually having all of the facts, we jumped to conclusions and proved that that the cop was guilty until proven innocent. And without further ado, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get right into what this jackass had to say.
I know that all of us in the law enforcement family and all Americans are really across the country are praying for the safe recovery of those two officers. And I stand ready to offer the full investigative resources of the United States Department of Justice, the FBI, to solve this crime and to hold these perpetrators fully accountable. What happened last night was a pure ambush. This was not someone trying to bring healing to Ferguson. This was a damn punk who was trying to sow discord in an area that is trying to get its act together and trying to bring together a community that has been fractured for too long. This really disgusting and cowardly attack might have been intended to unravel any sense of progress that exists, but I hope...
You know what, Mr. Holder? You are a disgusting punk. You have done nothing but continue and perpetuate the hate and the vile against the cops. You are the epitome of the old NWA song, F the Police. Yeah, F the police. They're out there shooting innocent black kids. Never mind the fact that we have the guy on video basically throwing the store owner and stealing cigarettes. Never mind that. Don't worry about that. Look over here. It's a dead black kid in the middle of the street by a white cop. He's racist. You called these guys out and called them up. You called the guy that shot these two cops a punk and said that you're going to use all of your resources to bring justice? How about bringing justice to the rest of the community and saying, look, I apologize. We were wrong. We, as an administration, were wrong. Yes, there are people in your community that are racist. There are people all across America that are racist. That is an unfortunate side effect of being able to exercise free speech, as you can say and do whatever the hell you want. Yes, there are consequences, but it's part of life. It's almost as bad as the tweet that Barack Obama sent out earlier today, right around noon, where he says, quote, again, this is with the at White House on Twitter, and it's tagged with BO, not body odor, but yeah, he leaves a nasty stench for America. So we know that this is him posting it. He says, violence against police is unacceptable. Our prayers are with the officers in Missouri. Path to justice is one all of us must travel together. Seriously, jackass? Violence against police is unacceptable. What about the violence of Mike Brown trying to rush a cop and take his gun? Maybe he wanted to shoot him. What about that kind of violence? Is that unacceptable? Oh, it's unacceptable when we actually have the crap on video and we can hear it happening. When two cops, one gets shot in the face and another one gets shot in the shoulder. Luckily, these two police officers are alive and they were able to go home to their family. They were able to see their families. Yes, it's unfortunate that Mike Brown is dead. I'm sorry for that. But it's not my responsibility to apologize for it. Yes, it sucks. It really does. The last thing I want to see is another person die. There's enough death and destruction all over the world. The last thing we need to do is it's the last thing we need. But we've caused enough political strife in the area as the unjust department. So now we want to condemn what just happened. Oh, this is bad. There were punks. You know, this community's trying to heal from the last 9 months of us being in there and saying all the stuff we said and trying to conduct an investigation and blah, blah, blah. And how about that, Mr. Holder? How about it? Is it in you? Do you have the freaking cojones to come out and say, look, you know, we were misguided in what we did in Ferguson. We were misguided. We had bad judgments. And sadly, we were clouded with thoughts of racism. Do you have the cojones to come out and say something like that? No. You would just rather hide behind Twitter and 140 characters or less and say, it's bad. We don't like it. We're going to pray for him. We need a path to justice. Unbelievable. I mean, there is some crazy stuff out there in the world, and we've got bigger problems that we should have to worry about other than this crap. I mean, we should be focused on the unraveling in the Middle East. We should be worried about what's going on with Russia and their power grab for countries and territory before good old Putin leaves office. I mean, we've got bigger problems. The last thing we need to be worried about is crap like this at home. So this week, I don't know which one of these guys was too stupid to insult. I mean, yeah, we all know Holder's an idiot. I mean, just because you've got master's degrees or PhDs, it doesn't make you smart. It's application of knowledge. But and right now, unfortunately, when the community of Ferguson is trying to heal, now the community has to go out and clean up the blood of these two officers and find the killer on the loose. It's sad. I mean, they wanted, whoever did this wanted these police officers dead. If it was up to them, they would have probably tried to kill more. I mean, I would play the audio for you again, but it's sad. The whole situation is sad that 9 months later we're still trying to recover from this. When this was handled way back then. It's time to move forward. I mean, I embrace just about everybody with open arms. Even enemies. You know, life is so short. It really is. I mean, unbelievable. It really is unbelievable that we have to continue to put up with stuff like this. I don't know what it's going to take. Somebody is going to be able to say something or do something to open these people's eyes so they can understand what they're doing, how bad they are hurting this country and these communities. Well, if you're probably taking a look at the clock, you can realize that that's all the time we've got for this week. And God willing, Stafford Voice will be right back here, wherever you're listening. You can follow me on Twitter at Stafford Voice, or you can look me up on Facebook by searching for The Stafford Voice. Please email your questions or comments to daniel@polititainment.net. Thank you so much for your time, and until next week, thanks, and God bless.
You're on the 405.